Warning, Archer's Garage Live is not suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Yeah, that's for all the peeps out there coming in. All the peeps that, you know, don't know what the hell I'm saying and get mad at me. What's up, everybody? Saturday night. Remember, that's how we say it here in New York. New York. That's new, N-E-W-Y-A-W-K. York. Remember, spring ahead, fall back. So tonight, let's see, it's 8:30 right now. It's actually like going to be like 7:30, which means it gets dark at like 4. Robert's been doing a nice job. We should go whiz through his, let's go whiz through his channel. Hold on. Robert, if you don't mind, hold on, let's go see. Because there's been a couple of things I'm just going to whiz through it if you don't mind. Well, too bad. All right, hold on. Let me go find him. Let me go find his channel. He's been doing some nice stuff. It should be here somewhere. Big shout out to everybody that's been commenting, saying nice things. A lot of people want help with machines that has nothing to do with the video that they're commenting on, so they probably didn't even watch the video that they're commenting on. And I'm just going to send them over to Ken's because, yeah, wait, hold on. Let me cue one up. I want to find one, though. I want to find a nice one. Let's go to his channel. Hold on. I got to shut him up for a minute. Pause him. Why am I not? Yeah. There's a couple things. He's got a deck. He went here. Let me bring this up. Let's see. Let's see here. One says it's a funny intro. Thanks, bro. Bring this one up. We're going to cruise through it. Let me put my headset on. And cue it up. And cue some up. Kind of breeze through. He waxes his machines, which is like, I think that's crazy, right? Robert, you're crazy. He keeps the stuff nice. I wish everybody kept that stuff nice. No, actually, no, because then I wouldn't. If everybody did that, I wouldn't be in business. So it's good. It's good that some people screw stuff up. You know, you got to have that. I get plenty of that. Oh boy, do I. Yeah, people like ask me questions. I'm just going to send them over to Ken. Because like, no, I don't answer. Look, I put a lot of effort into the videos that I do, and nobody cares. I get that, but I put a lot of effort into them, and they're about the thing that I'm talking about. And I have seen stuff that makes no sense. What people do. I just saw it again on something that a contractor Mike gave me. And I'm going to make a video on it. Screwed up the choke on a little push mower. With no idea what was wrong. And then he and his father getting involved together. And between the two of them, they just ruin everything. So there's this, you don't know. And my point is that me as a mechanic, when I go to look at something like that, like he had no idea what was wrong with it. It was the choke. They banged it up really bad, and then they were fooling with stuff, and then you don't know. So somebody could say to you, Arch, it's not running right. I can't figure it out. Yeah, you shoved the machine underneath the bushes and hedges so hard so many times, and then you don't tie it down on the truck, contractor Mike, and you don't lash anything down. You think a little bungee's going to hold back a 1,000-pound machine. And when that 1,000-pound machine starts sitting on top of a little 21-inch push mower, how am I supposed to say to somebody, I don't know what they do. I've seen sheetrock screws this long in the sails of Briggs flathead engines. As if, auto choke with the sail, and literally just drill the screw right through it. Like, Arch, it's not where it's still stuttering and it's flooding out. And I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what they did that. How am I supposed to know that? So, if it's not about the machine I'm working on and it's something within the video that the person can point to and ask a question about it, I can't answer it truthfully. Plus, like I said, I'm putting all this effort into something. I'm not putting any more effort in, right? I got like 2 years now of back videos to do. And everybody that does videos knows editing's a horror, right? So you got to do the work, right? And you film it, and then you come back and you put it up on your editor, and you literally, if it took you a couple of hours to fix a machine, you have to watch that video of yourself and edit. And it's not just living another 2 hours of a repair. No, it could take you 4 hours, right, per video, or longer if it's a really big video. So you got to relive what you did like 10 times, So no, I'm not answering any questions like that. Like people put out stuff and I don't even know if they subscribed. Like, how would I know if somebody's subscribed? Right? You got over 10,000 subs. How do you search that? I don't even know how to. Does anybody know how to do that? You know how to search a subscriber within your own subscriber database? Because I'm not going to scroll through them all, right? So, and then people will write me into my email and they don't even comment on the video. And I don't even answer that because commenting on the videos is important. A like, a subscribe if you want. Some people they didn't create a channel of their own, so they can't subscribe. But a like and a comment, I don't know if you can comment on a video if you don't have like a little channel or something, that you've created for yourself. I don't know. But when you comment on a video and like it, that's a way that we as YouTubers get some of that effort paid back because it boosts that video and it boosts your channel. And so, no, I'm not anybody's private little mechanic that they can kind of call up because I'm a YouTuber. No, go get a mechanic. And they're like, well, one guy says to me, well, what does a tune-up involve? Bro, this is YouTube. Like, there's a million people out there doing tune-ups. Lizzie said to me years ago, and I should have done it. She's like, have you done a tune-up video? Like, just like a spark plug and oil? I'm like, not really. She goes, why don't you get one of the girls and have them do a tune-up on a simple lawnmower? We tried that. I can never connect with her. Like, she doesn't plan anything, not with me at least. Like, it's with the girls, and they're young and they're getting older and they're all over the place and they're involved in 1,000 things. They don't really want to do a video with old Arch, right? Unless I paid him. I never thought of that. Right? Maybe I'll have to do that. So that's a good idea, but there's a million videos. Go watch somebody else. You don't have to watch me. What do you mean, what does a tune-up involve? Oh, God. I'm going to explain that to you in a little text window. Yeah, let me write it up in this text window. I'll take up the whole thing for the next hour and a half. Let's see what you guys are doing before we go over to Robert. Let me see. Let's see. Yeah, you know what? Here, let's put you up on this first. Before we'll go to Robert after this. Let's see. Live scene of record. Split screen chat. And then I have to detach. Oh, I got to detach this. Pop out chat. Set it up. There we go. I'm getting a little bit better. It's a little darker in here for me right now, but that's okay. I changed the lighting in here a little bit. I added some mood lighting. Yeah. Let me turn the mic down a little bit too. Just a scotch. I'll check it again. Tell me if I'm too loud. If I get too loud, you just let me know. Let me back this away. And let's see. Let's start up at the top. Everybody else says, oh, Uncle Archie. Hey, Arch, Bravo says, neck of the woods. It's cold there. It's 60 degrees. It's like 48 here. Yeah. It's not bad, though. I'm getting used to it now. Juan says, I.O. Arch. It says, I finally got that mower deck washed and waxed with the turtle wax, spray wax. The spray wax is nice. There's a product that I used to get for the Nova and for the van. It came in a blue bottle and it was like a white milky substance. And you could, quick wash your vehicle or your tractor, whatever. And then while it was still damp, you spray this white milky substance on. And then you just towel it until it's dry. And that was really nice. And another thing I saw too, which is nice. Now, this is for a lot of the guys that do car restorations. It's a little expensive, but a lot of people want to keep the patina, right, of a cool old car. And everybody talks about different things that they put on it. Chain wax, spray wax, Cosmoline. I've seen guys, Musty, I think, has this thing where he takes a toilet ring. He's got a little electric, like a crock pot thing. And he takes a toilet ring and some linseed oil and he heats it all up, mixes it. and he puts it on some of his vintage bikes and his Volkswagen and a few other things. And I've even seen them spray that on underneath, you know. But this product I saw is a enamel clear coat, like you would buy, not a 2-part though. It's like you would buy for regular enamel clear coat automotive. And you can spray it on or wipe it on, and you can spray it on out of a pump sprayer. You don't even need like an aerosol. Or you can dip the rag in and wipe it on. And it dries like a clear, but it's more of like a satin finish. It's not like a gloss or anything. And I'm like, geez, that would be nice, right? Just wipe that, clean the machines off really good. Because I don't look for sparkly clean and sparkly, shiny, deep shine. Not on any of these machines, right? It's not worth it. But I usually spray a little bit of like a clear. I stand back. In fact, I'll have a video out on doing that. Did I put one out already? I don't know. I have a paintrication folder, like in playlists and stuff on stuff like that. And I'll stand back and I try to get it to be like a mist coat, very, very light, so that it can burn off, it can ablate off and never peel. And I try to make like a satiny finish, just to enrich it. The plastics that are getting a little wide, or the areas are getting a little beat, any area that's been rust treated that I don't want to put color on, it just cleans and protects the whole thing. I do this to my HRX too. Very, very light. And that way it ablates off. Over the next couple of few years, it usually lasts about 3 years, it slowly comes off. It's evaporating instead of all the vehicles and everything in the plastic and in the polyester powder coat that they put on everything. And then it's just gone. And then a light Scotch brightening 3-4 years later, and you can do it again. So that's my technique. But that's in a spray can. It's good for 600 degrees. And it's resistant to fuel and oil once it cures. But this could just be something, no spray really, just wipe it on. And there was this product I got years ago when I had my 87 Blazer pickup truck, whatever the hell that was, my S10. It was an S10, it was red with the black plastic trim, and it was starting to fade. It was the one with the extended cab. And I found this product, and it was basically like that. It was very clear. It would get sticky if you had it out on a rag for too long. And you just wipe it on, get the car nice and clean. Just wipe it on the car and then let it dry and towel it. And you'd put it on with a lint free. And any area that was starting to fade would be shiny again, relatively speaking, right? And even the black plastic. And I would just go over the whole car like once a year, the whole truck. And I'm like, oh my God, it's beautiful again, relatively speaking. So, yeah, what are you guys talking about, farts? So let's see. Makeup. What makeup? Yeah, I didn't get to the makeup tonight. Chicken legs. So Malhouse has been eating, we caught him eating, he's admitted to eating cottage cheese and orange juice. Like it's not curdled enough. He's got to have it curdled more. Robert says, yeah, Mrs. Tractor. Ms. Tractor. It's Ms. Right. Ms. Tractor. Right. Yeah, she just left. She went a little while ago. I think she went to her boyfriend's house. Nobody wants to hear me fart tonight. Right? If I let one loose, you're going to know. I've done that before. Sure, I have no shame. Why would I have any shame? Wax on, whack off. Right? Got to head to kitchen or beer refresh, Johnny Bravo says, yeah, bring me one, definitely. Yeah, I got that sandwich loaded up. I had a little bit of chicken earlier. I have OCD about my mowers. Yes, Robert, you do. I would agree. I can't do that. I'm fixing too many machines. I do try to take care of my stuff. In fact, I just went over my Honda HRX again. I'll show that. It was getting impossible. The wheels were locking up. I was trying to back it up, and I still got the fall to go through. So I'll put that out. I did that, a week or so ago. I just kind of went through everything, cleaned everything up, lubricated it. It really, the rear axle needs to come apart. And there's some bearings and seals that are, after, I don't know, what's it been, 20 years? I mean, that thing's old now, 15 years. Stuff needs to be replaced. And one of the guys that asked me, can you service the rear transaxle? Yes, there's like one video out there. It's a Japanese guy, probably a Honda guy or somebody in Japan. But all he does is take it all apart. Just take the axle out and everything, the transaxle out in the back, and he empties the transmission and refills it. I guess you could do that, but he didn't clean the axles or anything. But this thing was like new. So I don't even know why he did it. I think he just made a video on it. Maybe Honda paid him or he got something out of Honda for doing it. Machine was pretty clean. But you got to take the baffling off. Mine's got a 12-position adjustable detent. So rear bag, you move the handle back through the detents. You got 12 positions for mulch. Or either full mulch, from full mulch to full open to bag, right? And all the detents in between. And that's got to come apart as well. I'll eventually do it, right? In the meantime, I keep doing what I'm doing, and it doesn't last as long, right? So if the first time I did it, I got 4 years out of a maintenance like that, then the next time I did it, I got maybe 3 seasons out of it. Then the next time I did it, I got maybe 2 seasons out of it. And now I think it's like at the point where I might get like a season before the wheels won't pull backwards and they start skidding and it gets difficult. It's time, you know. You need to add YouTube to your device to have YouTube channel link. Is that what it is? Add YouTube to your device. Oh, I don't know. They're on my... I don't know. I guess they're on all my devices. Bravo says, Vice Grip Garage has products to preserve the rust patina. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that's where he probably got that idea because a lot of guys started getting into it. And, of course, now he's been doing different things because he's been at it for so long. I don't watch him as much anymore. Right? Because there's a lot of stuff that I don't care for. It was great when I first started watching him because that was so many years ago and he was the only guy doing what he was doing back then. I remember when he was doing it out of his driveway in his garage at his old house, right? In the suburbs, you know. Let's see, Robert Mal says, I've even put Chemical Guy's tire kicker, tire shine on the front tires. Yeah, I saw that. Yep. Yeah. You know what is nice too for any tire, and I think I've showed this before, is .5 brake fluid, which is pretty much pure silicone. And what I do is I put it in a spray bottle with a little bit of detergent and water. And then when you go to apply it, you shake it up and then you squirt it on and then you wipe it. And when I used to detail the Nova for car shows, I would go not only over the tires, front and back and in between the treads, but also the engine compartment. And I would just rinse the engine compartment down and then empty a half a bottle of this mixture in there and then let it soak for a bit. And then I just would keep toweling it until it was dry. Ah, beautiful, right? The car was mint. But the car was mint anyway, but this just made it really mint, you know. Dilly, Brett goes. Hey, Brett and Roxy. So let's see. Let's take a look at Robert T. We got to find Robert again. What I do with your channel, Robert? Hold on. Put this up over here. Then I'm going to put you here. And how do I put the chat back? Restore chat. Okay. That'll make my life a little easier. And then let me go to there. It restores that. And then here. So let me see. So for those of you that don't know, hold on. I'll put Robert's channel in case, anybody, I mean, you guys know, but, people watch the show. Meow, yeah, I just went in to say hi, pester the cats, and Missy was taking a bath in the sink. She loves the sink now. That's her thing. Well, I'm queued up? Yeah. Well, first let me just poke around. So let's see. This one looks pretty. Let's look at this one real quick.
Well, today.
Hold on.
Well,
I
said I'd come back and do another
let's see
video.
if we get. Is it getting stuck?
It's going to be in the dock. Well,
why are we only seeing his leg?
Well,
Here we go.
she's back.
It got stuck.
I still probably need to do something about the flip the shield, but whatever. And I got smart. Duh. I'm a dork and I'm smart.
It looks nice and clean.
I put anti-seed on those bolts, and those bolts, and those,
That looks nice.
and the front.
Here's another one coming up. There's another one.
Now it's disassembly time. Gotta remove the.
So I'm just going to cruise through them because if you guys want to watch them. Oh, see, yeah,
shoots
in there.
off the rear.
That's nice.
Well,
Very nice.
This thing has a
I don't know what that is, right? We got to come back to his channel. Hold
the
on.
main part.
I want to see. There's another one here. Is this the one?
Well, today is the day.
Yeah, here we go.
I'm gonna have a
Isn't that
special
pretty?
guest come help remove the mower pan.
You got to get somebody, you got to bring them all out and do a walkthrough in widescreen.
Cleaned up. Another little video.
Oh, we're looking at a shit stain on the floor. There we go.
Both the trim side and discharge side.
That looks nice.
Rims, front and back.
I like
have
the
been
seat.
washed
That's what I
and
need
waxed
for my big tractor.
on this mower. Now, the crazy question is, should I pull the mower pan off and wash and wax it?
Yes, yes. Get it all clean. Hold on, we got to come back. Like I said, I just want to rush through, but what's he doing to this seat here? He's doing something.
Yeah, a little bit of a rainy day in Georgia, but I'm back out here. I'm going to get these tires put on.
Oh, okay.
Back on the back in this GT track. I mean, YS45.
That looks nice. I want to see the green one.
From a single piece.
Of course, you know, that's like my favorite. Oh, we got to cruise through it. So he's got all this stuff he's working on here. Look how nice that looks.
Okay, no.
He's doing the tires. Look how nice they look.
No tractor and firewood. There they are.
Imagine
Oh,
choosing
sorry.
from 100.
For the day.
Wait, where'd it go? Oh, here's a green one. Hold on, we'll come back. Shorts are hard to deal with for me. I don't really do shorts. There's the tire shine. Here's the green hood.
Well.
Are we going to get to see that?
I
Or are we
took a
going to look at the
chance.
bumper?
I washed and waxed the hood on the crash.
Yeah, that came nice.
YS4500 with plain water and that
That came nice.
turtle wax, spray wax.
I have that.
This thing is slick.
Yeah, it looks good.
Let me go back to normal. This thing is slick.
Yeah.
So
Good job, bro.
I found it.
We've got that. There's another one here.
I found it.
All right, we'll come back.
I found it. It took
Just analyzing everybody. There's the green hood. You didn't show the green hood in that one. Hold on. There's another one here somewhere. Is it this one, maybe?
Oh,
Not
yes,
sure.
see that little frame I was talking about.
If you don't pick a thumbnail, it just picks one for you.
There is all the wood, all the screws are removed out of
Hold
it.
on, where's the...
Every
There's no,
one.
like, way of, like...
Oh, and yesterday,
Yeah, here it is.
Find a little drum,
I want to come over to see the tractor.
rock, screw, torque. Yeah, you gotta go through my.
Yeah, we're not getting to see it.
Free wood from
For some reason, though, it just picks whatever thumbnail, even if it's for a second. He's got it all apart here. Let's see if this one shows anything. That's not. Wait, there's another pic there.
I was getting
Wait,
close
back to pulleys again.
with that. No, that can't. This big monster hole.
Oh, the
Right
coffee
here.
cup holder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On
The beer holder.
coat stuff. Do your plastics and stuff, just like the level for the hydro. That's clear coated. That's it.
Yeah, that'll come
Do
nice.
stuff like that. You need the plastic grill on the clean. Make it a little brand new.
Let's see. Do you have any widescreen? Let's see. Regular videos. This is shorts. Let's see if he's got anything in widescreen. I wanted to see. Is it this one? Maybe.
The next product's gonna be
No, it's still not in wide.
because I said I can pop that lens, and recoat it.
Look how nice that looks right there.
Because I can put a clear coat 2K by Spray Max. It,
We're back to the red
I
one.
don't
Then we're
want
back to the green one.
my clear coat. I mean, decent, but like I said,
Yeah, they look good. All right, I'm coming back. So I just wanted to tease you. But they look really good. So good on you, brother. You're doing your thing. All right, let me catch up. Does anybody say anything? Bravo says, that shirt you're wearing is why I thought you were from here about a zillion years ago when I first stumbled on your channel. Yeah, but I do not sound like I'm from Alabama, for sure. Definitely not. Bicycle Garage's products like that. It's just, let's see, Dilly Dilly, Brett, Robert Mailhouse. I put that up. Darwin's asleep next to me. He ain't saying nothing. Yeah, they're in the house sleeping. They'll be up soon, though. They'll be up at some point, racing around the house all night long. Says, that's the Spray Max Clear Coat 2-part. Yeah, that's nice. Christmas tractor. Yeah, right? Yeah, he's got to dress up as Santa and go riding around the neighborhood. He says, probably says, thanks for liking the green hood. I like the green track. I mean, they're both nice, but I'm always partial to the older green ones. I'm kind of sorry I got rid of a lot of that stuff. Oh, yeah, Brett wanted me to... Hold on, let me find it. Let me move this over to here. I took a snapshot earlier. I said, look at this lawn boy. Hold on. Let me set it up. Over here. I think I can even zoom in, too. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, he's been working. I mentioned this last week. They've been working on some cool stuff. Nice little shop, too. Let's see. Can I zoom in a little bit? Yeah. Yeah, check this out. Fancy deck. What does it say on there? What does it say up here? Brett. Above the lawn boy sign. Yeah, look at that. It's beefy as hell. Aluminum body. Yeah, interesting one. I have not seen one like this. Oh, look at the way they angled these. That's pretty cool. And you got one here and then these two here. Yeah, that's a nice machine. That's interesting. What are you guys asking for that, if I might ask? Like, what's the price on that? Going to get it out the door. That's kind of nice. Move this here. I can pop out the track. And come back. Yeah, so one of the things I was doing this week, because it was so lousy out, we had another nor'easter, which is good because we needed the water, but it was very high winds. I was in here, and I finished up a couple of jobs, so I'm definitely getting caught up. I also did some stuff for myself in here, and one of the things I wanted was some mood lighting. There's not quite enough, and then this light is a little bit in your way. But it helps me here. And there's no light over my face. Sometimes what we'll do is, we'll do this. All right, you could do something like this. And that adds a little bit more light. But that's just annoying. But I put up a light over here, which is kind of nice. It helps me. This is a dark spot. So when I'm editing and stuff at night, and I took the light that was up there, not old, like 1940s, 50s or something, desk lamp, with the gooseneck. And I put it over there, over my little kitchenette area that I've got. And I made some changes back there. So I can walk around the shop now, and I can see everything I need to see. And I don't have to have these big lights on, which are on most of the day, consuming all that power, which is expensive, right? You don't want that. And plus, at the end of the day, I'm in bright light or I'm outside, and then I got all the windows and everything. So it's fairly well lit. And at the end of the day, I just want to focus on editing or watching a YouTube show. I can turn some on, some off. And it's just nice. Like I said, I can get around to everything. It doesn't necessarily help me with like doing a live show or recording at the bench. That's not really the idea of it. It was to have enough lighting, more of a low wattage lighting scenario, more relaxing, wind down, still be able to see everything, using a lot less power. And then I've got like a cabinet and a bureau over here with a big black top with my little kitchenette. And there was just a lot of electronic shit and whatever, old audio and computer stuff and just crap in there. And I've been going around trying to condense stuff. I'm like, why don't I, because I got Liz's chair over there where I just throw clothes and whatever. It's just out in the open and the stuff gets filthy. I'm like, why don't I start off by just kind of cleaning up over there? And I cleared out one drawer and I started putting some clothes in it. Because I'm out here all the time. I really don't live in a house. And, if I'm going in and out, depending upon whether it's summer or the weather's lousy, I have to change jackets and socks if I get wet or too cold or too hot. I want another change of clothes. It's out here. I don't have to go in through all of the steps and stairs in the yard and everything all the way up. It's just here. And I could keep a certain amount here. Then I have like my other 2 bags, go bags. Just anything I can do to kind of streamline, make things a little bit more comfortable. I could throw like this is almost my pajamas, not quite, like this isn't. But I didn't shower yet or anything. I was actually practicing trying to play some guitar for a little while. So anything I can do to just kind of clean things up. And then I started going through paperwork that's been sitting around forever. I got to find a new spot for my file cabinets and stuff. I used to have them in a completely different area. And now they've been scattered. And I got another one. Juan gave me another one. So they've been scattered. And I need to start getting, a handle on everything. Everything, my whole life got turned upside down, topsy-turvy. And I'm still trying to clean up from that. So I want to get that done. I spent like an entire day going through just piles of paperwork. And dealing with my doctor. And I have to go hit another doctor on Wednesday. Which was the usual checkup. Oh, shit. So I can get my scripts renewed, for insulin and everything. That's going to waste a day. But I think that's the day that I'm going to either go over to the gas station, get some more fuel, because I'd like to keep about 20 gallons of fuel on hand. So it might be nice to have, because the shit's hitting the fan around the world and around here. It's just getting nuts. Plus, it's just nice to have. I got my generators out. I'm going to have to swap stuff soon and get my snowblowers out. And I got a snowblower over there. I got to clean up an area tomorrow, a couple of areas tomorrow. I got a snowblower over there that didn't sell last year. Nobody wanted it, not even for $200. Try again this year. I don't know, we had 2 nor'easters. If it was cold out, that would have been a foot of snow. Easy. We'll see. But I want to get them out for myself. Then I got that big green machine, a John Deere zero turn. I got to clean around it, clean underneath it, clean it. I want to clean Mike's parts tractor. And then the green machine's going to come in and we're going to do a quick repair and some updating. It needs to be cleaned and gone over. Get it out of here. And then Mike's parts tractor, I'll probably start taking it apart outside, but it's got to come in to get the engine pulled. And then I got to get his other tractor in around. So I'm actually at that point now where I'm pretty much ready to do the Kohler engine swap on the big tractors. So that's going to start happening next week. Almost done cleaning up the yard, but the yard is just going to keep getting messier, Not all the leaves have fallen yet, but at least most of the pine needles are gone. I got my lawnmower back. My HRX is running good. I went over that. So that's been working. It's going to work the rest of the year. At least I got a little blower going. And I'm fixing up this hedge trimmer. I'll show it to you. My little Mac that I've had around. I've got better hedge trimmers, so I'm like, let's get rid of the Mac the hose fell out of the gas tank. You have to take the entire hedge trimmer apart to replace hoses. The entire everything. That's the problem with Mac. They're nice, but Christmas tractors. Thank you for liking the green hoodie. Polo green powdered coating on the Craftsman Track GT tractor. Brett says I don't think he's sure yet. Yeah, and he's not sure what the pricing is going to be on that. Yeah, especially this time of year. I got one more mower to put out. The one I just finished today with the choke issue, and I'll put a video out on that. I'm not touching any more mowers. That was it today. That's it. No more. So everything's going to turn to snow blowers and tractors and whatever else that I do. Unless somebody comes in, which I doubt. Nobody's going to come in. A couple of people have asked me about fixing their snow blowers. We'll see. Nobody here on Long Island will touch a snow blower unless it snows. Especially now because nobody has any money. Brett says, I'm half inclined to go grab up this lawn boy myself. Yeah, that is a nice machine. And that's the kind of stuff that I keep touting is like, do that work and try to sell it. And the bigger machines that he and his boss have been working on, because that's where the money is and that's where the fun is. Because this little stuff, this new crap is crap. There's just no money in it, and it's crap, and it fights you. Whereas a lot of this older stuff, I mean, if you can get it in good shape, and they've been getting some good stuff. I mean, the older stuff is nice if you can get it in good shape, like good enough, I mean, look at Robert's tractors. If you don't put too much into some of those tractors, then you'll make money. He's doing it for himself. So you can rub your dick all over it, and for all I care. I mean, you're enjoying it. But the idea is if you're trying to flip some and repair them and sell them, or just be a mechanic and fix stuff coming in, if you're lucky, you live in an area that's a little bit more rural and you're getting that kind of work coming in as well. You're going to get the chippers and the big ground blowers. One more thing. Yeah, I got a ground blower. I can't get to it until I pull Mike's parts tractor out of the way, which I also want to clean up the leaves and the junk that's over there. Not crazy, but get some of it. And then I can get this ground blower. I've got 3 of them, but I'm only going to do the new one. The other 2 are very old and very beat up. And those are YouTuber fun, old Briggs, flathead style, YouTuber stuff. And if one comes out nice, I'll sell it. I'll probably make 1 out of 2. We'll see. We'll see what they do, what they look like. I think one might even have no compression. It could have stuck valves, which is fun, right? You fix that. And then I got behind the shed, I got a lot of YouTuber stuff. There's probably a few things back there that I can sell because I have extras. Like I have a whole bunch of like similar Toros, and I also have enough parts now to make 1 Toro Time Master for myself, right? I could sell it, but I could actually use a Toro Time Master. So eventually, like that's the stuff that I'm hoping to get to. And I got my wood chipper, which I haven't fixed, which I really need. So there's a lot of stuff for me to do. Some of it I'll sell. Some of it is YouTube style projects. Oddball stuff, a little bit more odd. If I grab it up now, I know it will be taken care of. Yeah. And that's just a nice machine to have. And those are the kinds of machines that I'm trying to keep for myself as well. I mean, you can't keep everything, but what I've been trying to do the past couple of years is slowly get myself to the point where I got enough like ballast, between a little bit of cash on hand, money in the bank, material, parts, machines. And then if I can upgrade a machine, like let's say I already have like a rototiller, like Big Mike I showed you last week, he just got a really nice rototiller with the reverse and everything. He got it running good. You might see it here just for a tune-up and tweaking, but if I got something like that, I would sell my rototiller that I fixed, and I would keep that one. Although with the rear tine, I gotta say, with a front tine, you can, like for smaller properties where I have a smaller garden, I can get closer to the fences and stuff. but it doesn't have reverse, so you're manhandling it. And, as you're getting older with bad backs, hips issues, whatever, you don't really want to be manhandling it. It's nice having the reverse. Because my big one that I had, which was front tine, that I sold years ago, I found it at the dump. It happened to come with, it's funny because the motor was dead, but there was another motor, big, like, I don't know, 8 horsepower, Briggs or whatever it was, laying in the pile right next to it. And I'm like, oh my God, look at this thing, right? So I almost got a hernia. I ripped one of my jackets. You probably see it every now and then. I'm wearing it. It's all ripped up. Trying to get the thing on the back of the pickup truck. It got stuck and it's fighting with me. And then I grabbed the other motor and eventually I made it all work and threw out the garbage, right? I love that. It was just like right there. That's how I got that big engine hoist. That almost gave me a hernia too. Got that stuck on my coat. Trying to lift it. You can't really ask people to help you lift stuff. It's actually stealing. I think Mikey can get away with it because he knows the people. But nowadays, you go over to the town and take stuff out of there and leave. That's theft. Oh yeah. You got to know people, right? And you know who you're stealing from? Not the town so much as there are guys that I've seen it when I used to go over there, right, and grab my own shit years ago. There are guys that work in the town, they get first pick, so they're not happy if they don't know you and they see you rifling through a pile without permission. Now, when I used to go there years ago, there was an old timer, and he lived in a little house, kind of. It was like a little like house thing there, right on the section of the property where the dump site was for that metal and everything. And I made friends with him, so I would go over to him and hang out for a little bit. And I'd ask him, can I make a little pile? And can I have this? Oh, yeah, take that. You needed that guy, the lord of the junk, right? You needed his permission. So Mikey's got people that he knows, so he gets all kinds of good shit. It's his turn now, fellas. You got to give it to the young people. It's their turn. Oh, there's AZ. AZ, you back from your escapades in Mexico? In Mexico? Yeah, let me show you this stuff. In Mexico. Take this whole damn thing apart. Let's see here. Where am I? Let me cue it. Let me cue it up. Cue it up. I'm going to find it first. I'll just do the intro, I think. Yeah. Hold on, let me set it up. Just minimize that. Bring it over to here. What's it about? Oh, the heat came on. Nice. All right. Here it is. All right, Matt. What is it? GH, whatever, T17. It's probably a 17-inch bar. Let's see. Let me get my number one dad. My daughter gave me this years ago. Probably something like that. Yeah, 17-inch to the tip. All right, story behind this. There is a video of this years ago. Yeah, years ago. Let's see. Okay, it's back on the channel. I'll put that link. Let's see. Yeah. There it is. Yeah, just a quick look. It's down in here. Yeah, the hose. That hose came out. And it just came off. It's a light penetration. Oh, light penetration. And this one's okay. Just a light penetration, so fellas. Let me see if I can shove that back in. This is a real pain in the ass, fellas. That's what she said. The way I did it last time was I took the engine off of it. No. All right, while it's still mounted. Bottom. Teeth. Next to the throttle cable to pull that. So we got to get that wire on. That should. That's just to get to the gas tank. Yeah, that pulling that shield. Oh, we got a ground here. See it? Tank. Just bring everything outside. We'll get everything kind of quick hosed off. Yeah, I'm all cleaned up.
And then I'll bring it
all
in,
right,
I'll blow
let me
it.
shut that off.
Let it drip.
Ooh, the drip. Look out for the drip. What a pain in the neck. So it's all got to come apart in order to do that. And this is I think this is the outro here. This is the one I just worked on. Hold on. I just finished it up. Not a bad looking machine. It's just a cheesy, you know, the typical. I have better views of it, but I happen to be in this folder.
Properly.
Your typical crap.
Set for tomorrow.
All right, it runs good. Choke mashed. Yeah.
Now, of course, you're seeing it.
All right, good
Right.
enough. Choke all mashed. So it'll make a nice quick video. That'll be a quicker video. Fixing that stuff. Yeah, he's just back from Mexico. That crate is worth as much as the trimmer. I know, right? I know. Can I put the little white light? White light! Oh, it's too bright. Can we just make that a little bit smaller? Yeah, that's a little bit better. Yeah, here's what it looks like done. But I don't, you know, I'll fix them, but I don't really want to make videos on these unless, of course, it's something that is different than something I've already made. Yeah, here's a good pick. You know, hopefully it'll sell. Like I said, I just put it up for sale tonight. So it should sell once the leaves haven't really all fallen yet. They're starting to. That storm did a lot that we just had. But this is the last one I'll do for this. It was all mashed up. And it's just very clean. There we go. There's the little Mac. So I've got better now, so I don't need this. It's just such a pain in the neck. You have to take everything apart to fix one of these. All of the Macs are like that. They're all a nightmare that way. The Mac 80 or whatever it is, chainsaw that is on my channel.
Look.
That's got a lot of views. People love that stuff.
This is how it should look. I'll take a shot, too, of it.
Yeah, this is how the hoses go.
When we're done, and you might be able to see it.
Yeah, it's down in there. But it's clean, you know. Once you kind of get it all sorted, it's a nice, clean setup. They work very well. They're actually very good machines. But it's just too small for me, you know. Yeah, this is the one from last week. Right, I'll be stealing this, and we'll be swapping.
All right, fellas. Big Mike dropped this off. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks,
So I heard you
Mike.
talking with him and a few others, and then Brett the other day, and talking about, you know, putting one of these motors, a bigger motor. And I like these motors, a bigger motor on my 826.
Yeah, that way I've got this motor now, so I'll be that I will fix. I'm going to put the 5 horsepower on it, and try to get that up for sale. I think I'm getting close enough to getting everything done that I need to get done. And of course, here's my let's see here. I think these are the back. Oh, no, those are the front wheels. Is that it? Yeah, here we go. Back in, cleaning it up again.
Just to get you in. Now, the real problem area is in here.
Yeah.
And that's why the shaft passes through everything. And that's really our problem area.
That's the HRX.
See a little bit of wear on the gears, yeah.
Yeah, they're starting to wear.
Those are some dirt, which we don't care so much about the dirt. But this,
They're starting to
a
pit.
little rust.
Yeah.
There's pitting.
And I grease them. I keep them
We're gonna need
clean.
to replace a lot of
It's
that.
old.
I don't know if you can turn those gears around, like if you put this one on the other side. I don't know. I haven't checked that.
I don't know if the
They might just need
ratcheting
to be
pole will
polished,
work
but
that
there's
way.
Definitely some pitting on it. So it's really in here and all through the shaft. And once you get this moving better and this moving better, that's about as much as you can do. But I wanted to focus on that. And there's all these clips and C clips and E clips or whatever you want to call them that hold all this together.
And then
you
the
take
rust.
that bolt out. On the newer models, they stopped putting that bolt in.
Yup. They cheaped out.
And they just made this so that it would kind of slip right off. But then you don't get the seal. Because if you put grease up in here, on the inside,
yeah, it seals
will
it.
seal it. And you notice there wasn't a lot of junk in here. So we can't
Yeah,
do
that you
that
didn't
now.
see. But eventually I'll do that video. There's Mikey's go-kart. I showed you that last week. It's gone. He picked it up. He's happy. He got his other motor too. So he's happy now. What is that? Oh, that's me working on his go-kart. So I think I'm pretty much caught up with just about everything. I've been trying to work a lot. Plus, I've been doing a lot of bonus work in here. All that stuff that I needed to do. Yeah, I got to get to this video. That might be fun. I even fixed this one. You guys remember this guy? Cable issues. Right, he broke another cable.
All right, I topped off the oil. So we're going to give it a tap. Golf balls,
Yeah, look at these things.
walnuts.
Hold on.
You know, the tree's almost... So
I gave most of
right
them to
now we got
Mike, and my
nothing but
ex-wife's mad. I'm like, by the
golf
time she
balls.
goes to make anything with these things, they're going to be
Walnuts.
rotted. I did. I put aside a bag, but they're already rotting. I'm like, if you want to, you can't wait. You have to take care of them. You got to get the green off, and then you got to bake them, and then or refrigerate them, and then bake them. And you can't just leave them sit for a month and a half, and then when they're all rotted, think that you're going to do what with them? You're gonna eat that after you cook them?
You know, the tree's almost done. And
what
I've
can I
already
say?
cleaned up
All of a
this
sudden
one,
she's
so we
got a
can't
green
cut the
thumb.
lawn. I can't do that.
Yeah.
I could do it in the front, but without a guard, see, or a bag.
Yeah, I
I'm
couldn't
not
test
interested
it.
in breaking windows
Oh, God.
and denting everything.
No.
I told him about that, but he wanted to use the bag for something else. I think it fits something else.
Yeah, it came nice. So done. I'll eventually put that one out. I have people that actually watch this. That they have these. So that's nice. I mean, it's nice to be able to put videos out on stuff that people are interested in. They're not a lot, but there are people that have them. I was working on a device. I don't know what else I was doing. I was doing something to that thing, making something for it. And then eventually I'll get this pressure washer video out, but I don't know when. This one came out nice. Now, occasionally I'll fix these. Right? The guy kind of screwed it up a little bit. Not terrible, but it was in good shape. It's kind of late in the year, but it doesn't really matter, right? If I just keep putting videos out, what's the difference? Yeah, nice little husky. It was in good shape. That's why I took the job. Because normally I don't do that. And there's the cats. All right, I'm coming back. We covered everything else. I think it was last week. So, yeah, not much to report. I've just been busy doing stuff. Let's see. Brett says, he goes, I'll sell you my still. No, I told you. I was telling Brett, my brother sent me up a nice, huge one. It's big. It's like my Ryobi, except it's a still. It's got the blade. It's got one section's got the really, really wide, cutter, and then towards the tip, it's a little narrower. I have two cutter heads for it because I think I actually broke a snap off a cutter on the rack. So I have another one for that, but the still is the one that I really want to keep. So that's why I'm going to get rid of anything else if I can fix it. Like I was telling him, that my brother hired a guy, a little down on his luck, and he bought him some stuff. And he says, I want you to go out and work and do some stuff and help me out with shit. And the guy, Honda mower, there was nothing left of the wheels. Literally nothing. I don't know what this guy was doing. It was so beat up. He broke the trimmer, the still trimmer. He breaks everything. But he helps my brother out from time to time. And I made this nice blower. He just asked me again. I made this nice, the leaf vacuum, chipper leaf vacuum that you drive over the ground. I don't know, about 4 years ago, whatever. He ran it for a little while and it stopped working. And everybody that he takes it to around there in North Carolina, nobody knows how to fix this thing. He keeps asking me about it. I'm like, why don't you bring it up? He doesn't want to bring it up. It takes up too much room. So I said to him, are you guys trying to test this thing or run it without the bag? Because there's a safety switch on the back. It must be engaged. You must have the... He doesn't remember. He doesn't remember what I tell him. And he brings it around to all these people and they think it's the coil. Well, you would think it's the coil because if you don't have that switch engaged properly, there's no spark. So I think they started taking the motor apart and they're like, bro, I went over that whole thing. There shouldn't be anything wrong with it. This is another reason why I don't answer people when they ask me questions that have nothing to do with the video that I do, because I don't know what they do. He still hasn't been able to fix it. Can we get a coil for it? I think it might be the coil. You didn't use it long enough for the coil to go bad. I mean, it could be, but have you put the bag on and made sure that switch is going? Nobody down there knows anything about anything related to a wire or a motor. And I'm like, he's like, I took it to mechanic shops and they can't fix it. Huh? I don't know. I don't know. That's why I can't help people. It's either about that video, a question about that video, or I'll send you over to Ken's and you can ask the brain trust of small engines and equipment and ask them. All right? That's what that show is about mostly. My show is not about that. My show is about the videos that I make. You know? There's David. See? He goes, hey, it ain't funny. Good. There he is. Good. He goes, I heard through my bad tooth. I could hear you talking about me, so I tuned in and went online. Yes, David. Put the bag. I told him about it. Put the bag on and make sure that switch is making properly and it's not killing the spark. I told you this already. There shouldn't be anything wrong with it. I'm like, bring it back up. Bring it back up here so I can look at it. Then I'll fix it, and that'll be the end of it. And yes, you can get a coil on Amazon. It's a 190cc Briggs & Stratton flathead motor. They're all the same. They're all the same. You know, you could. It's probably like $10, $15, 20 to your door max. But then you got to know how to put it on. And then people ask me like, do you have an episode on putting coils on? Yeah, almost every mower I work on, I go through that. Pretty much. Right? You guys must have seen it. Almost every one I do, I adjust. I clean the coil. I check it. I adjust the coil. Clean the coil. I adjust the gap, or I set the gap. I usually clean the magnet off. Right? It's like every video I do that, and they're all the same. The only difference is on a lawnmower engine. What I've decided is because of the brake action. You got that little brake. It keeps everything clean. So on those, I can go tight, like 0.010 of an inch clearance. On the bigger motors, where they don't have that, they don't have a brake cleaning things up, especially like a snowblower engine, I'll go to 12 or 14 thousandths, just because you risk at some point, if it's like an occasional use machine, it can sit, rust up, and then I've seen them rust seize, and people think the motor's seized, and it'll jam up. Especially if you get junk inside of there or a mouse house or something like that, it'll make you think that the engine's seized. So, and I've seen enough of that, so I decided to go a little bit wider. And on a bigger motor, I've noticed that a slightly bigger gap tends to give, I think, a little bit bigger spark up to a point. But you know, you could check your manual for what the particular gap is on a motor that you're not sure about. If it's a bigger motor, you know, something over 5 horsepower. 10, 12, 15, 20. That's what I do. Let's see what David says. Let's see. He goes, I guess I'll have to bring it back up. Yeah, put the bag on and check the spark. You're going to need 2 people. Lay the plug next to, take the plug out, lay it next to, or put a little jumper from the plug on the electrode, the outer electrode, the grounding electrode, over to a clean spot on the mower, and have somebody pull it over and stick your good eye in there and take a good look, give it a listen. See if you hear compression coming out, put your finger over the hole. And it's just the base. And if you see spark, right, and then you take the bag off and you see no spark, you've proved that switch. You don't even need an ohm meter. So, and I told him, I told you and him this like several times. And it's just like everybody else. No offense, David, but it just goes in one ear and out the other. I'm like, you know what, bring it here. Bring it here, I'll end it. And I even have another motor put aside just in case. just in case. It's buried, way up in the back of my shed somewhere because it's a tapered shaft engine. It's a 190cc Briggs & Stratton flathead common lawnmower engine, except it has a tapered shaft because that shaft has to be tapered because of the big, gigantic aluminum impeller that's on the end of it with the cutter head. It's like a cutter banger head, for small sticks and branches. So I have them covered no matter what. It makes me angry. I'm like, because that thing should be working. And I wouldn't be surprised if somebody forgot to put the bag on and then went, oh, it didn't work, and then took everything apart, right? I don't know what's wrong with it. I've seen that. So that's another reason why, like I say, I don't really answer questions over the phone or to people that write in, because I don't know what the hell they did. I see the craziest stuff. Gaskets missing. That's big. That's Contractor Mike, right? When him and his father working on stuff, and then he brings it back and it doesn't run. I'm like, what did you do to it? I had it running for you. What? And where are the wheels? What happened to the good wheels that was on it? Why are the wheels that are on here missing bearings, and the ones that are on it are rusted, and they're flopping in the breeze? What happened? What did you do to it? And I get no answer from him. I don't know what happened. What do you mean somebody just showed up at your house and started swapping? He won't admit it, and he'll put an aftermarket carburetor on, and then that becomes a disaster. Oh my God. I'll fix it, I don't care. I'm going to charge you again for it. What do you keep doing to it? He wants to bring more of these machines over. And I'm like, bro, you're not bringing anything over. It's not happening. Not until I clean up back there and I have room. And I got to work on Big Mike's tractor. So you got to wait. So that's why I have his green machine over here, because he has to wait for that. But that's easier. I should be able to fix that. And then he's trying to tell me, this bolt came apart. Hold on. So, I think it was this. There was a clip. This is funny, right? There's this little clip on the end of it. So this is the bolt that holds up the front of the deck. I know it's not very bright in here, and it snapped, right? And then you see this clip on the end there. I know there's no light. There's a clip here. I put the clip on, right? So it's similar to the clip that's on there. It might even be that one. Yeah, there's no light here. I know. I get it. So he hands me these things, and the one clip, he smokes too much pot. He says to me that he's trying to explain to me that he went to take this off, and in an instant, it disappeared. And what he's trying to suggest to me that there's a glitch in the matrix, that somehow or other, that frame got cut out of reality, and it just disappeared in his hand. And I looked down, and I went, you mean this clip? Because he's trying to tell me, I put it on the end so I wouldn't lose it. Basically, what he's trying to tell me is that the matrix of the universe, of whatever, of reality, skipped. And, you see some of these videos with some, horse plays going on, right? And they're glitch in the matrix. No, not a glitch in the matrix. If you smoke too much pot, you glitch out. You glitched out. It went boing or whatever. You weren't paying attention. Oh, look, hot chick, squirrel, right? I don't know. And it fell. It went boing or whatever it did. And I found it. I'm like, no, Mike, there's no glitch in the matrix. You just had retard moment, and it's right here. It's just a clip for the end. That's all it is. There's no, alternate universe, different timeline, She would tell me stuff like that. I'm like, no, I deal in reality. You can play around in the weirdo world, but no, I'm kind of locked a little bit more into reality. These are machines. You don't get any more reality than that. That's why I like them, because it's either this or that. There's nothing in between. There's no alternate universe, right, where, I don't know, So David says, my brother says, I guess I'll have to bring it back up. Yeah, it would be great. I'll fix it right up. Brett says, some lawn boys have that same type of interlock that if you don't have the bag or mulch plug, yes, yeah, that one series of like, some of them had Tecumseh motors on them. Yep. It won't fire, kills the spark. Yeah, because it's a big hole in the back and you could put your hand in there and cut it off like Mikey did, almost did. Oh, jeez. Yup. He had a rag wrapped around his hand, and I guess the muffler was dripping some oil out of it. Because, sometimes when you resurrect these old machines, right, the muffler will puke. And he had the machine all cleaned up, and he kind of had the rag wrapped a little bit around his hand, So instead of like grabbing the rag and just dawdling with it, he kind of had it around, and the mower was running, and he went to wipe up that little dribble, and it sucked the rag and it pulled his hand in, and he had it all operated on because his mom's a doctor, right? So she knows everybody over at the university hospital, and they fixed him up good. But it sucked his hand in. Yeah, and it whacked it good. Ah, jeez. Don't ever do that. You got to respect this stuff for sure. And so, yeah, some of those lawn boys had that. I have a couple of them outside. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I've only done a handful of those. They're like 20-inch. And they're good for small lawns, but a lot of people don't want them. And the rear drives are a bit of pesky, and some of them had like the pseudo because they're Toros. They have the personal disgrace push, So I have a few back there, but some of them came with Kohler engines, and I don't mind the Kohlers, but the Kohlers in those years, they came up with like 5 different versions of carburetors and connections. And people try to mess with them, and they take them apart, and they lose the little clips and the little pieces, and they just don't play well, and they get jammed, and they have these little servos that control the choke, and they get jammed up, and it's like put a brakes on it or something like that. And sometimes I don't bother, and I'm like, if I have enough parts laying around, I'll fix it. And then the cables break, and people break the cables. And it winds up like that other machine that I showed you guys. I don't know if I still have. Yeah, I showed you last week. Is it on here? Yeah. So Mikey was here. And I think it's here somewhere. We'll find it. I'll refresh our memory. It's that bigger MTD style deck. And it's kind of like the personal pace copy. Yeah, it's this one here. He looked at it and he went, throw that out. That's a piece of crap. That's an absolute piece of crap. Well, I said the motor's okay, I think, but I got to price the cables because if the cables are too expensive, then it's no good. Now, contractor Mike gave it to me thinking, he's really helping me out. I'm not saying he's not. He's like, but that thing's $1,000 new. I'm like, Mike, I don't care how much it is new. Everything that's halfway decent or just in general that's new of this size is $1,000. Like everything's expensive. So,
contractor Mike was here last night.
So Mikey goes,
to dump these
crap.
on me because he's running out of room in his storage facility. He's like, you can have them. I'm like, I can have them. Not like you're going to come and take them back. Because we are going to be working on a project. A lot of Time Masters. Once again, they kind of screwed up and pickled. And this is one I set up for him.
That's basically the same engine that's on the Time Masters that are coming out. So I might need it, even if it's just for that. It is in nice shape, but it needs both of those cables. And that could be the deal breaker. For sure.
Is it MTD?
It's a mulcher
we'll
only.
Get that cleaned up another time. Missing, it's a faux Toro.
Yeah, look at these cables.
Cables are broken. He says it's been in a friend's garage and the guy's sick of holding on to it.
Yeah, I bet.
We might be able to make cables for this.
I don't know.
Looks like that's the switch. There's a switch
I don't know if
there.
I want to do that.
Something going on. This cable's broken. I don't know if it pulls over.
They're really crappy.
Feels like it does. It's not seized. I don't want to look underneath. I don't want to be bothered. But it's 190.
It's awfully new-ish to be broken. Like, what's with that? Like, it's kind of new-ish. It's not all rusted and everything. So, people are really abusive with stuff. You know? Like, it's bad. You know? So someone was at the same time. Fred goes, sounds like Backrooms video. Backrooms. Some had a Honda, really? Well, that would have been nice. MTD, move to dumpster. Malhouse goes, the Craftsman lawn vacuum I have, the bag must be on the back of it so it will fire up. Yup, that's what I'm saying. Has to be on the back. And that's not a bad interlock. That's a good idea. By the way, that's another reason why I don't do chainsaws. I was doing chainsaws for a little while, and then I sold one to this guy, and I said, please don't stand on my property. Right? Go over there and test it. What I saw him, what he was doing, I really just wanted to take it back and say, you can't have this. But what I did was I said, this is the last time. I don't have that kind of insurance. You really need to sell chainsaws and work on all that stuff. Honestly, if you're going to do this, it's one thing. You want to do it on the side every now and then. But if you're talking about playing around with chainsaws and stuff like that, I remember one time, Rob will remember, we had a boss from Die Melt, right? The big boss. He lived up like Locust Valley, whatever, big property. And I used to go and help him out from time to time. And he would pay me just to do something different. I actually liked him. He was a nice guy in his own way. They were all nice people. They were just literally a pain. But I do miss them. So Gene went to start up this chainsaw. And I don't remember. I remember one time I went to start it and he was standing too close. And I said, what are you, crazy? You want to lose parts, right? Back the hell up. And then he went and did something one day. And I went, whoa, bro, what are you doing, right? Put that down, right? Well, I yelled at him. Yeah, I'm like, stop it right now. You're going to kill yourself or really hurt yourself. Put that down. Like, here's what you need to be doing. And he was thankful. Like, I had to yell at him. I'm like, because either I had yelled at him or something. We were going, I don't know, somebody was going to the hospital or to the morgue or something. I don't know, surgeon's office. It's I've seen stuff and I'm like, no more chainsaws. I'm not selling chainsaws to the John Q public. It's different. I don't have contracts with contractors that do tree work. They usually go to the professionals because they're buying still. They might buy an Echo or two every now and then just because it's nice to have an X tree laying around, because stills are so expensive. But they know how to take care of their saws. I remember my neighbor, right? I haven't seen his brother around in a long time, but he's been a tree guy on and off for many, many years. And in those days, he was doing a lot of tree work. And I said, I'll give you some money if you come and take care of this big pine. So he did some work for me and he showed me a whole bunch of things about filing and just some of the stuff that knots and things like that. Stuff I never remember, because I'm an idiot. But I like to listen to, people that are in businesses and stuff and do things and they're very professional and they have a particular way. And he brought the bucket truck. And I don't really care for heights, but he's like, you got to get in it. And I'm like, this is big Mike, right? And there's another Mike. So I was younger in those days and more, full of testosterone. And I'm like, I have to get in this thing, right? Because this is Mike. I'll be shamed. So I got in it and I'm like, what are you going to do? He goes, I'm going to raise you up and I'll bring you back down. He's like, close your eyes, right? And so I get in the bucket, it starts swinging and I hear, and then up I go, and then he stops it. He goes, open up your eyes. And I'm swinging. I'm like 60 feet straight up, looking over the entire area, right over my house, at the tree and everything. And I'm like, oh, that's so awesome. He's giggling and laughing, and then he pulls the lever and lets me back down. And he's looking at me. He goes, you scared? I'm like, oh, yeah. He goes, man, I give you a lot of credit. Most guys would never do that. He goes, if you're scared and you do that, he goes, that's crazy. So he hooked me up, though. He ran the bucket over and he took some care of some stuff. I wish he was still around doing that stuff because that tree still needs help. Because the last guy I had work on that tree, he screwed it up. It looks like crap. It just looks like crap. Let's see. Who's hitting me up here? He's got something. My poor tree. It used to be so majestic. Where did the yellow tomatoes come from? Oh, look, here's the little girl in the. She's in the sink. She just likes to sink. So, David, I have 4 cats now. Yeah, so if you come up, bring allergy medicine. Yeah, are there any others? Yeah, here's another pic of her. She's just so cute. She's still wild, though. But she's oh my God, when she wants to give you love, forget it. She's so rough. They love the sinks. She does, at least. The one downstairs drips, so the Mama Marley drinks out of it. So, or sometimes I'll run it for her and let them drink out of it. And then here's one of them. This is a real short. Let's see if I can get it blown up. She's playing with the TV. Christina will turn fish TV on for them. And they'll watch fish TV. The bird TV is, the bird channel is okay, but they like the fish channel better. Yeah, right? Let's see. Yeah, Robert says, AZ, he goes, if you don't have umbrella insurance policy for your business, any power mechanical device can... Yes, that's right. Why 4, David goes. Yeah, I don't think I told you the full story because Mama Marley showed up at the house and befriended Christina. So Christina let her in and she's really cute. And she was pregnant. I'm like, well, if you want to keep them, I don't know if you guys know what's involved. I don't know what's involved with cats. So we had to keep Mama Marley because she was pregnant. She gave birth to 3 kittens and 2 boys, 2 blacks. Yeah, let me show David. Hold on. I have the pics. I have the little video on here. And they were going to get rid of the runt. Well, he's not really the runt. The last one out the gate. And I said, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. I'm not letting you don't do that. That's not, I don't like that idea. You can't do that. And he's Beanie. He turned out to be a very good cat too. The 2 black brothers. My black brothers. Let's see, I gotta find it. It's up here somewhere. I only have the 2 pics on this thing, I think. I don't take a lot of pictures of them. They do. They show them to me all the time. When I do it, where is that video? Oh, here we go. Here, David. So that's why there's 4.
You guys watching Mama Water?
What?
Oh, no, I'm talking to them. Yeah, that's what they're doing.
They're bigger now.
What do you think, guys? Say hi in the camera. Hey, that's Marley.
That's the mama.
That's Binks. This is Beanie. And that's Missy. What is she doing?
They're really cool. They are really cool. They're really good cats. All right, let me come back. Let's see, where's my... Yeah, I got to admit, they're pretty cool. I'll keep them. I'm like, you can't split them up now. They have a whole life together. Let's see, Y4, he goes, AZ goes, have the cats brought you any presents yet? I know, right? And Bravo goes, they're growing up fast. So when Hojo, my Hojo dog, the big brute, right? They all used to get out. So Hojo, Madison, and Mario, the little runt, they all used to get out together. How, I don't know. But Hojo, one time he was found in a neighbor's bedroom, hanging out, sleeping on the bed. And she brought him back. That was Ruth. But Hojo one time was out in the yard, and I guess the house was open or whatever, and I think Veronica was laying down or something, taking a nap. And he found, I don't remember if it was a squirrel or a bird or a mouse or whatever it was. He brought it up there for her. Yep, and gave it to her. He killed it. I mean, he killed a squirrel over here, and he killed a cat. Well, he almost killed a cat. And in front of all of the kids next door that were out, happened to be playing, and he broke the spine and crippled it, and then left it. And the poor thing, I called the police, and the lady cop comes, and I'm like, can't you just shoot it? She's like, this is village. I can't shoot my gun here. I can't, discharge a weapon. I'm like, well, what are you going to do? You just going to leave it like that? We got to kill it. You can't, do that. Shoot it. She's like, I can't. I'm like, oh, God. Yeah, I was watching cat videos like a couple of weeks ago, and I saw one where the lady was sleeping and her mouth was open, and her cat found a mouse and shoved the mouse into her mouth, right? Yep. They'll do that. They'll do that kind of stuff. Absolutely. They bring you stuff. Yep. Gifts. Oh, yeah. Oh, they're talking about fruit. I don't know what they're talking about. Yeah, but I don't let these out. No, we just dealt with all the fleas. And I think we're done now with the fleas. That was a fight. I took Johnny's advice, right? We went the whole gamut. And from what I've been reading on it and everything, like, we have to maintain this for the next 6 months with unbroken. So I'm going to do another treatment. We'll do another treatment again soon. I think a little bit after the holidays, right? 3 months, and then another full sweep and treatment and stage it out. And it has to be unbroken for 6 months. You have to break the life cycle of the fleas. A lot of work, right? I kind of went through this with Apollo, God rest his little doggy soul, right? So I had a similar situation, but he was just one animal. Now it's 4. Yeah, Robert goes, they're growing up so fast. I know. So, yeah, I was just fooling around earlier, fooling around with the guitar. I'm still trying to figure out how to reconnect all this stuff again and get back into it. It takes time, and it's not the only thing on my to-do list. But good, we're at 1 hour, 27 minutes. It's not bad. We did good. 1.5 hours. It's fun just to kind of check up on everybody. I did catch Ken's show today for a while. Let me just kind of like recycle this page. It's a pretty good show. I was working in here, finishing up that mower, and then I figured, you know what, I was going to go work outside. I'm like, no, I'll do that tomorrow and Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and the whole week, whatever. So let me just start working on what I have to work on. And, take care of everything else. Get that little hedge trimmer out of the way, and then I don't have to think about it anymore. Sell it. Hopefully it sells. Listen, I can't sell if it's broken. So at least if I get it fixed and I can put it up for sale with that other machine, and then I got to freshen up that snowblower that's out front. That'll be sometime next week, and find a spot for it where I can kind of hold on to it. I don't want all this stuff in the garage because I got to make room. Bro says, no Alabama game this weekend. Casually watching Auburn getting beat by Kentucky. Nice. David says, he goes, yeah, we turned back the clocks. Yeah, it's tonight. So we got to do all of that. Which Arch updates? Yeah, I know, right? Lathe updates. No, nothing. Not until I get Big Mike's engine swap done. Somewhere, once I lock and load on pulling out the motors and getting that cleaned up, and this John Deere zero turn is gone, and some of the other stuff is out of my way, and I'm more cleaned up and organized, then I want the lathe is half pulled apart. I actually what I want to try to do with the lathe, I don't have any cutter or anything, and there's no bed on it right now, right? So I took all that off to be clean. But one of the things I was thinking of doing is, so this is that eye bolt. And he goes, we don't turn the clocks back there over in Arizona. Wow, I didn't know that. So what I want to do, I'm going to go get this week. I need some more gas for the TIG. And just for fun, I'm going to cut this bolt. This is the adjustment thread. I'm going to cut it right there at the bottom of the threads. And I'm going to go get a piece of all thread, turn down the all thread and turn this down, and then lock this in the lathe so it's perfectly straight, and then run my TIG over it. Now, I could use the MIG too, but I wanted more practice with the TIG. And the TIG is so clean. And then TIG on, piece of all thread on the end of it. And then see how it comes out, just for practice. Now, like I said, I could MIG it. I could even arc weld it, stick weld. But let's try the TIG. And either way, I could chuck this up, because even though the bed's not on it, I still have, the rest of it's together. And then I'll try that. And then once I'm kind of done with that, if it all works out okay, if not, I'll buy another one of these. But when his machine comes in, I'm going to look up to see how much it is anyway, and see if there's anything else I need. I don't think there is anything else that I need for that machine. So that's when I'll determine it. But sometime next week, I want to get more gas, because I used up that bottle. I need more practice. I did weld a little piece, like a cable stop onto the go-kart frame with the TIG. So I'll do that, and then I want to pull it apart somewhere within this month or whatever. I wanted to do it a little earlier because I want to pull it all apart and clean it and paint it and pressure wash it and all of that. And I need enough of the good weather to where I can have, the pressure washer going, not freezing water, where the chemicals will work, and I'll sand it and grind on it and wire wheel it. So I could make a bit of a mess maybe outside more. And then I can paint it and keep a window open or whatever, even if it's in the other room. If it starts getting really cold out and you're painting and doing all that stuff, it's stinky and it's messy and it's gross. And it's just harder to work with that. Everything takes longer. But I want to work on it after all this other stuff is done. Essentially, when the season closes is when I really have the time for that. And then when I get more work done on it and more video done on it, then I'll start putting together videos and releasing videos, because then I'll have a backlog of videos and work done on it, and I can start publishing videos on it. Because if I just publish a couple of videos now, it'll be months before I get back to it, and then if it does start to get traction, it'll lose traction because I won't have the videos. So there's a method to my madness. And we're also we've been working on the house and the shop and prepping it out for the winter and the yard. So I'm doing all that work too. Yeah, and my ex-wife's been helping me with that as well, to the degree that she can. So there's just a lot I got going on, a lot on my plate. Brett says, oh wait, hold on. David says, JB, you mean Kentucky versus Auburn finally broke out of the sixes? Brett says, I haven't been to Kent's almost a month now. Really? Robert says, KY 10-3 fourth quarter. David says, excellent. So, yeah, I mean, I caught it, almost all of it today, because I was in here. Usually I'm out. I was going to do a little bit of work outside. Last week I did a lot of work outside, so I don't often catch it. But I caught most of it, up to a point, Also depends what they're talking about, because sometimes they just like to hang out like we do, and they're just chatting. That's part of the show as well. So sometimes that's fun to check out, see what they're up to and what they're talking about. It's nice having it on in the background, but usually if I'm in the shop, I'm working on a project, so I am doing recordings and video recordings, so I have to mute them and minimize them, so that, because a lot of times I'm either, if I'm recording, I can't have anything going on in the background. And if I'm recording to the computer, I can't have anything going on in the background. So either way, right, once I go to start doing something with the camera, which is, a good part of the day, I have to mute them or pause them. So I don't have any of that nonsense going on in the background and all that interference. Every now and then you'll hear them in the background if I shoot on a Saturday. If I'm off to the side or any other room, I won't mute them. I'll just leave them. Because then it's not loud enough to really be in the way. And I don't care. All right, I'm gonna head out of here, fellas. Let's see where's the show? Yeah, we got a good solid hour and a half. It's an hour and 35 minutes. So, and I started like on time, without wasting a lot of time or anything. So big shout out to everybody for tuning in tonight and that tunes in the next couple of days. I've also been cleaning up my channel, but I got rid of a whole bunch of lives and stuff that had because my lives don't get a lot of views, but I even went through some of my stuff that I put out over the past several years. And if something's like 150 views, it's never going to get seen, ever again. Like YouTube's not going to show it. Nobody's interested in it. Like, you're gone. Unless there's something I really want to keep, then I don't care. I just want it up there, but the lives I'm not really doing for the views, but I mean, we get some views on some of the lives, they're certainly keepers and they're fun to do. But, yeah, I was actually a little early. Hey, Mitch says hello. Yeah, a little bit. Well, I try to start a little early and let some leaders run and whatever for a few minutes, because the notifications go out and not everybody, some people are busy or they're not ready or they didn't see it. And then they could decide what they want to do. And then, I try to start about 8:30, which is really the time that I do it. But thanks for stopping in, everybody. I will see you on the next one.